Good afternoon, everyone. I was meaning to come up here to the Clark State Forest. This was founded in 1903. It's on 2,008 acres. It does have 5 lakes on the property. Here's one of the beautiful lakes here, and as you can see, there is a house way up on the hill there. We have some people fishing. This is a real good park to come to. They have really large shelter houses in here. They have horse trailers where you can bring your horses, and there's hiking trails, and there are 5 lakes on the premises. I'm just walking along and kind of showing you. But this is a nice place to come with a big family. Like I said, they do have very large shelter houses and outhouses. There's one right over there. It's a beautiful day, so I decided to come out and do a video. I've been meaning to do that. Normally the DNR does stock these lakes. I think the last time it was stocked, it was a couple years ago. One fish that they do put in here is trout in the lake here. And there was a correctional facility further up the road here. And there was also a sawmill where they produced wood to make some of the cabins that's on the property. It's just a beautiful, serene place. As you can see, way on the other side, there is a picnic table there. Very large lakes on down the way. There's a spillway. And then they have something called Fire Tower Hill, where there is a huge tower that you can go up on and see for miles and miles. But as you can see, it is a beautiful place. There's your culvert right over there. And they take pretty good care of it. Now I see something here that usually they clean those out right there, those whatever that weed is in the water, they usually clean those out, so it's kind of overdue for being cleaned. But as you can see, it's very beautiful up here. Lots of things to do. They do have a playground as well up here. Let's walk along a little bit so I can give you a better idea of what that looks like. I remember years ago the church would come up to the baseball diamond and practice their baseball. So we're going to walk along here. I'm going to try to get to where the playground is. This is a very well maintained park. So we do have some people fishing over there. So I'm going to walk up a little bit, guys, so I can show you the playground. So as we walk along here, this is more of that humongous lake. I think they have a sign right here. This is Oak Lake. The lakes are named after different names. DNR, lake permit required, no swimming or camping or parking. So, pretty soon we'll be coming up on the children's recreation area right over there. It does have a swing set, basketball goals, and etc. But this is a beautiful, beautiful state park. It's like 3 miles from my house. Right now I'm on foot. I parked. But moving on, There, right there's your basketball goals. A very nice court going on there. Coming along, you see some of the equipment that they have for the children. Right over there, swing sets and etc. I'm going to move in a little bit more here. So it was just such a beautiful day that I decided to come out and do some filming and let you guys see some of the really nice places in Henryville, Indiana. So here we go. I hope everyone's having a great day. It's so beautiful here. I just had to get out and do this. So there we have the swings and the things like that. It looks like they did kind of put some wood timbers in to kind of make it look even better. There's your swing set right there. Really nice place to come for a picnic, especially if you have a large family. So I'm probably going to turn around here in a minute because I've walked a pretty good distance. I see they've added wood shavings to the inside there. They're always doing something to improve this park. And over here we have the monkey bars over here. Right there. We're going to turn around and we're going to go back. And I'll give you a shot of that over there. That is a shelter house right over there. Another little playthings for the kids right there. Walking up on. Nice breeze blowing today. Right up there was where the church used to come and practice for their softball. So let's give another turn around. I think I'm going to go getting back to the car. I don't know how many minutes I have on this recording. I don't want it to cut off. But I did want to show you some of the beautiful things that Indiana has to offer. Like I said, there's a total of 5 lakes over that 2,008 acres of this state forest. They do not allow camping because of some sketchy things that sometimes goes on. And I really think that's a shame because it's such a beautiful place. It's clean. So let's go ahead and walk along. Nice basketball court going on there. What a perfect day to be outside, guys. Perfect. So I'm going to try to hold this still as I'm walking. But there is a lake at the very entrance of it. And like I said, I think they stocked these lakes about 2 years ago. They kind of keep up with it, you know, since it is a recreational type facility. We'll walk over here and as you can see there's the culvert right over there. Make sure no cars coming. I wouldn't look good flattened. But anyway, so here we go. But couldn't you imagine, guys, that there's a house right up there in those trees? Couldn't you imagine looking out over this beautiful lake on a snowy, cold day and see this beautiful lake with all the snow? But I don't know if anyone resides in that house anymore. There used to be someone live up there. But what a scene that would be. Let me move in a little closer so you can see. So there it is, guys. You can see little snippets of it through the trees. But I can imagine this in the fall with all the leaves turning and this beautiful lake. I just think it's an amazing place. Looks like we have a tree that has fallen down over there. Kind of walk around a little bit. I used to come here myself and fish. Never really caught that much, but sometimes it's just getting out in nature and enjoying the things that Mother Nature has to offer. So, I'm gonna watch where I'm walking or I'll be rolling down that hill. So, then we have the culvert right over here. Looks like we have a tree down. They kind of got it taped off right there. But that's a big one, guys. Look at that. Big, big tree. That'll probably be cut up, I imagine. But they used to have a correctional facility up here as well that they sent a lot of the least offenders. And they had it made because it had all kinds of activities and things like that. And then they closed that. So this would be a beautiful setting to be incarcerated in, just saying, if you were indeed incarcerated. Yeah, they need to get in here and clean out a lot of this. They used to be really good about it. Sometimes this stuff looks like, you know, some kind of, I'm not for sure what it is, but they usually clean that out. Here's a distant shot right here. Let me step down. A distant shot right there. Big, big lake. I'm not for sure of the deepest part of this lake, but we'll walk a little bit further here and step down is not to fall, but here's our culvert here. And so when there's an overflow, this takes care of it right here. So it was just such a beautiful day. I just had to get out here and show you guys how beautiful this place really is. There is hunting also allowed, but you know, you have to have, you know, license for it. There are a lot of deer up in this area. Of course, they do have a water source, so naturally they would be able to come up here to this lake and drink from the lake. It's a big one, guys. So we'll walk along here, but there's just a lot of nice amenities up here for people that have large families. There's a shelter house at every lake. And they try to keep it all mowed and nice. I see right over there could use some work, but I think years ago they had planted some blue spruces up in where the beginning was, but I noticed those are no longer there. But it's just a gorgeous day out here today, and there's your fishing dock right over there. Some people do use boats when they go out. I gotta watch it here. There's a bunch of lumpy and bumpy places, so here we go along, and it looks like they always update things. You know, they're constantly updating things, like this outhouse right here. I mean, they keep it nice and things like that for the people that come in to either enjoy a little bit of fishing or horseback riding or things like that. Very nice right there. I'm just kind of walking along and people's looking at me like, what's wrong with her? But yeah, they keep this place really, really nice. So there's your facilities. And looks like we got a little tall grass going on up in there, but I'm sure they'll take care of that. There we have a guy and his dog. This is a good opportunity for exercise because this is a big place. But yeah, it's just a beautiful place to come to and walk. You know, they have walking trails as well. I'm going to cut across here. Got a dead cedar tree there. But normally people usually keep this pretty clean. I don't know who that was. They must have knew me. But they normally keep this place pretty clean. You know, for the exception of a few things there. And they do have, you know, campsites, but it's forbidden. And I really think it's a shame because this is such a beautiful place. We're going to walk along a little bit more. So there we have, you know, it's all wooded. It's just really a relaxing place to come. Walk your dog or take a walk. So we're going along here. That lake's pretty big. So right over there we have an additional picnic table. The picnic tables are spaced out. They do also have little grills as well for people. So walk up to one of those spots right here and I'll show you. Trying to get out of the way, you know, there are a lot of activity here today and I can see why. It's so beautiful. And you know, we're getting into those winter months. So right here we have another picnic table in a nice open area off from the lake. They do have these available. It's good to know that, you know, they have something like this for states to enjoy. So here we have our little grill right there. Nice view of the lake minus the green plants in it. But yeah, this is just a beautiful place. It looks like over there we have a big family, probably a reunion right over there. I think the shelter houses are neat because if it starts to rain, at least you're not going to get wet. So big family get together right over there. And like I said, there's 2,008 acres to this forestry. So there are other places to have a cookout or reunion or whatever you'd like. Here we come up upon that lake again. Looks like a walnut tree there. It's kind of dipped a little bit. It looks like a walnut or a hickory nut tree to me. As we move up, you can see I'm kind of a country girl at heart because I come from Kentucky and I know how to identify a lot of these trees and stuff like that. But it's just so incredibly peaceful up here. It just really, here comes a car. I'm going to get off the side of the road here. So let me step down without rolling down this hill. Nice spot to sit right here. And here's a better view of that house. right up there. I imagine that would be pretty amazing to live there in total. There's no neighbors and you're in total seclusion, and that I'm sure that was built by the DNR. And here, rolling along the lake again. But yeah, they do take care of this really well because there's a lot of visitors during the warm summer seasons. So I'm gonna make my way back up to the car here. I just had to come up here and do this. This is an amazing park, and I'm parked way over yonder. So let me get across the road here. So yeah, there's lots of parking and things like that for those special events that a lot of people do hold up here. So walking to my car, and I thought, you know, since I was out, I would go ahead and video this state park, at least a small portion of it, because it is a big place for sure. So here we are coming up on my car, and I'm surprised at the recording capacity on this phone. But there's the car there. So I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you enjoy this video as much as I enjoyed filming it. You guys have a great day. Love you guys. Stay safe. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.